Good morning, friends. Welcome all investors. In continuation of the series that run by Corporate Capital Venture, uh, I'm presenting Alpex Solar Management today. Uh, Alpex Solar is coming out with the initial public offer in the month of February, first week or second week. Um, I would like to request all the viewers to take this recording as and only for educational purpose. The interaction should not be considered as a solicitation or invitation for subscription in the IPO. We are not registered with SEBI as any portfolio manager or wealth advisor or investment advisors. We are acting as the lead managers to the company. So I'm requesting all to take inputs from this interaction and take their own investment decisions at per their discretion. So I would like to introduce Mr. Ashwini Sehgal, who is the Managing Director of Alpex Solar. Thank you, Mr. Sehgal, for joining us. I would also like to introduce Mr. Vipin Sehgal, who is the Director of company. Um, Mrs. Monica Sehgal is whole-time Director of company. Mr. Aditya Sehgal is non-executive director, and Mr. Satish Gupta is CFO. So I welcome you all for this interaction, and I think you all to sparing time for this interaction. Mr. Ashwini Sehgal, I would like you to give a introductory, a very brief, snapshot of your history of the company and how you started this company.
Thank you, Kulbhushan ji, and thank you, Team CCV, for bringing in this prestigious IPO. To give you a brief history of Alpex. So the company was started way back in 1993 as a international trading outfit, and we diversified in the manufacturing of solar in 2008. The first factory was established in Wadi, wherein we bought the technology and machinery from Spire Corporation USA. At the time, the industry in India was in the nascent stage, and at the time, to cater to the European demand, we started exporting our solar panels to Australia, Germany, Italy, Spain, etc., and wherein we got good success, rather great success. Our panels were given placed at number 7 by Photon test lab, wherein large Chinese or Taiwanese manufacturers also participated in that competition. So we got good success. उसके बाद हमने 2015 में we started with the second factory, and 2016 में second factory हमारी नोएडा में. So the second factory was started in 2016, wherein we started manufacturing high efficiency solar modules. We diversified in implementation of solar pumps in various states in India, and we got really good success in that area also. The government of India, as explained earlier, they want the manufacturing to happen in India. So there's a lot of emphasis, and there's a good policy decisions by the government of India. We also, at the same time, I, Ashwini Sehgal, I've been the president of Indian Solar Manufacturers Association, which does the policy advocacy to the government for making a good policy which is conducive to the manufacturing in India.
What are the business verticals of the company, and why you are in solar?
So business में हमारे पास हम दो areas में focus करते हैं. One is the manufacturing of solar panels as a contract manufacturer, और जिसको आप white label भी कहते हैं. Plus हमारी अपनी brand है इसके अंदर, और हम solar pumps install करते हैं as an EPC player. So these are the three main areas of business where we focus, and जिसमें हमारे को काफी success मिल रही है और मिलती रहेगी. और solar, why solar? That is a very good question. First of all, the solar is the cheapest source of energy आज की date में, और जिसको and which is gonna stay forever. The government of India has a very, very ambitious target of installing 500 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2030. So the sky is the limit for this business. और हमारा जो भी plan है, so we are sure इसमें we will be able to contribute a lot towards this business, and growth prospects are humongous.
So what is the current capacity of the company as of now, and how much is utilized out of that?
So
Ashwini
at
ji?
present, we are having a capacity of 450 megawatt, and we are utilizing to the tune of 43%, and which is likely to go up to 70 odd percent in the coming years.
What is the reason of less utilization as the demands are high?
No, as I explained to you, so the government of India imposed the duty on solar panel imports from 1st of April 2022. So before that, almost 80% panels were coming from China. Rather, more than 80% were coming from China. Now this demand is getting absorbed into Indian, is going to Indian players. So that's why our industry is also looking up, and we are also looking up at this business. And the industry, this capacity utilization will grow further.
I would like to add to this point. When the government of India brought this duty, I think they published that from the 1st April 2022 there will be duty. So there was a hoarding, and during that period, before that period and after the start of the duty, there was almost very slow sale in Indian subcontinent by Indian manufacturer. That was because China dumped a lot of material in India before the duty was imposed. So that is also one reason, because of the low utilization. That is not with Alpex; it was with every manufacturer in India.
I have also seen your factory and manufacturing facility, and there is a lot of automation involved in the whole manufacturing process.
Right.
So put some light on the manufacturing process of solar panel.
Okay, as you are aware, we have automatic production lines, and also we have hybrid semi-automatic production line. According to we have a diverse product portfolio. We produce from 50 watt to now 600 watt. So we use these production lines according to demand and supply of the market. Solar panel, as you are aware, is made from solar cell, which is primarily it's a semiconductor solid state device with no moving part. And then these solar cells are assembled in series or parallel as per the product design. And then this solar cell matrix is encapsulated into weather resistant material for the long life. The front is primarily low iron tempered solar glass, which has very high transmittivity of 93% and above. And backside, it can be multi-layer backsheet or glass, or it can be any other material according to the need of the customer. Primarily, it is not, as of now, it's backsheet. During this complete cycle, we perform some of the tests like pre-EL, post-EL, and also some other tests, IR resistant and mechanical load, just to sustain, to verify the quality of the finished good should be perfectly fine so that it can last 25 years. See, we call it the lifespan, we call it 25 years, but this is the fact that the life can be much more, because at the end of the 25th year, the lifespan or the power output we consider 80%. So at end of 25 year, it's still producing 80% of the original power. It is not zero. After 25 years, it's not zero. So it cannot be discarded. It still can be used. As our company is around 17-year-olds in solar panels manufacturing, our solar panel has already seen 16 or 17 years in the field, and they are performing well. सोलर पैनल्स जैसे बताया मैंने कि हमारे पास ऑटोमेटिक लाइंस हैं, उसके अलावा जो भी हम डेवलपमेंट एंड जो मशीनरी बाई कर रहे हैं या फर्दर उसमें जो डेवलपमेंट कर रहे हैं प्रोडक्ट्स में, उसमें हम बिकॉज मैं और हमारी टीम, सारी टीम बहुत अच्छी तरह से इसको समझती है प्रोडक्ट को, तो हम राइट काइंड ऑफ मशीनरी परचेज कर रहे हैं ताकि देयर इज नो एक्स्ट्रा बर्डन ऑन द कंपनी। एंड जैसे पहले मैंने बताया कि 5BB वी वर द फर्स्ट वन टू इंट्रोड्यूस इन द सोलर पैन इन इंडिया, 5BB सोलर पैनल। और प्रोडक्ट परफॉर्मेंस ऑलरेडी 16-17 हो गए प्रोडक्ट को चलते हुए, हमारी प्रोडक्ट को इंडिया में, एंड वी वर द वन ऑफ द ओल्डेस्ट इन इंडिया टू इंट्रोड्यूस सोलर पैनल। थैंक यू।
Satish ji, uh, how has the company performed financially in recent past?
Thank you very much. If we really see the performance of last 3.5 years, in 21 we had achieved just 138 crores, and if we talk about H1 for FY24, we are already at 204. So there is a quantum jump. Of course, if we really see, there had been from the bottom line perspective, in FY22, we had just made 7 lakh of profit, which was, I'll say, largely break-even profitability. And as we were discussing earlier, as Ashwini ji also said, that in FY22, effective April, there was imposition of customs duty, and a lot of developers had purchased a lot of modules from China well in advance. Because of that, there was a sudden dip into the Indian manufacturing. That also affected us besides others. H2 of 22 and H1 of 23 had been really bad days for everyone. However, from H2 of FY23, the requirement of modules really came up well, and we could again achieve good profitability. So, and in FY24 H1, I think that was a real good period for us, and Alpex Solar still believe that going forward it would be wonderful. From the EBITDA perspective, in FY21 we were at 6%, which went down to 2% in FY22. In FY23, again, it went to 6%, and today we are at 7%. So going forward, I think there is a great potential. We have enough capacities available with us. And the real advantage over here is, as and when we keep increasing utilization of our capacities, the profitability will further go up, EBITDA margins will further go up, because overhead loading really helps us. And if I just try to give you a small example, employee cost, which was about 4.6% in 21, is now just 2.3% in our H1 24. Similarly is the behavior for other expenses as well.
Okay. And what do you think that in longer run, what kind of EBITDA margins are sustainable? 7 odd percent?
I think what we perceive is 7 plus should be sustainable. Of course, since we are into an industry which is heavily governed by government policies, but what all we see today, yes, 7 plus percentage of EBITDA should be sustainable.
Okay. So, do you think that 7% odd EBITDA percentages are it's a quite low margins?
Yes,
So what makes you earning such low margins?
See, one that this industry is highly competitive. Though government of India and you too would be really seeing a lot of capacities are coming in. But surely there are a lot of demand also, and that is where the capacity is coming. So that also leads to a lot of competition. That is point number one. So we need to be competitive, and I think with extra capacities that we are building in going forward, because of that we are coming out with the IPO to fund those expansion and modernization, right? That will further help us or give us economies of scale, which will further help us in reducing our costs. But the 7 is something that I'm trying to still say that based on the competition that we will have, that should be a sustainable thing. That is point number one. Two is,
Can I add a little bit over here?
please.
This industry, the capex required to set up the factory is not very large.
Yes.
But the turnover which we generate with that kind of capex is quite large. So this is a business model wherein you generate large turnover at a reasonable margins, which are that is the reason the 7% EBITDA margins we are getting. Thank you, Steve.
Okay, so you are saying that asset turnover ratio is quite high, and you are
Exactly. Asset
making a good ROC.
turnover is going to be high, and ROE is also going to be high. Because
Right.
my turnover with the minimum of capex is going to be really high.
Right. And what I believe is that you already have a good capacity unutilized. So whatever fund you are raising is going to be invested in working capital and technological upgradation, and that will make you, increase your revenue in going in a longer run.
Right.
So Satish ji,
Ji.
what is the working capital cycle, and how much are the debtor days and creditor days work in your business?
If I talk about 21 and take you through 24. So inventories initially was about 2 months, and which during 22 and 23, as we mentioned, were bad days for for module manufacturing. It had gone as high as almost 3 months, and now again it has come back to in the range of 60. As far as trade receivables are concerned, from 46 days, which is 1.5 months, now it has come down to 30 days. This is also because of that we have now started, as Ashwini said, we are also into pump business. And in pump business, it is only the government business where the cycle for payment is about 3 months. Otherwise, for routine module is in the vicinity of 15-20 days that we get our payment. As far as trade payables are concerned, or which is the creditors, it has come down for sure from 60 days to 33 days, though it may appear to be negative. But here we are very vigilant. Many times the vendors are able to give us big discounts if we pay them earlier. So in order to improve our profitability, we have accepted those adverse payment terms, but that in fact helps us in improving our profitability. So overall, I think the life cycle of our working capital is about 2 months.
2 months. Actually, ji, what kind of arrangements do you have for with your customers? So do you have long order books?
In this business, in fact, it is basically odd. I mean, if my customer has an order, he gives order to us. It is never a steady business that if there is one customer, he is there for all through, except for one of our customer, which is Luminous, who is working with us since last couple of years. But he is into retail business for rooftop and multiple other things, where he consistently gave us about 5-6 megawatt per month. But otherwise, it is more of if my customer has order, he gives us.
Ashwini ji, other than Luminous, who all are your clients?
So हमारे कई सारे क्लाइंट्स हैं जी, जिसमें सोलर वर्ल्ड है, बीवीजी है, जुपिटर है, जैक्सन है, और आपके जो पंप के हैं क्रेडा, पेडा और हरेडा वगैरह, इस तरह के कई सारे कस्टमर्स हैं हमारे जो कंसिस्टेंटली हमसे बाय करते हैं। ईपीसी प्लेयर जो होते हैं वो बाय हमसे तब करते हैं व्हेन दे हैव अ ऑर्डर फ्रॉम द मार्केट, देन दे बाय फ्रॉम अस। अदरवाइज व्हाइट लेबलिंग और कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में वी हैव सम कंसिस्टेंट ऑर्डर, जैसे सतीश जी ने बताया।
एनटीपीसी भी आपका क्लाइंट है?
एनटीपीसी भी हमारा क्लाइंट है। हमारी कंपनी जो है इट इज जो हमारी फैक्ट्री है इट इज अप्रूव्ड बाय एनटीपीसी, एनएलसी, एससीसीएल HAL और बड़े सारे इस तरह के जो लार्ज IPPs हैं जो which are going into solar power generation, and they are diversifying from coal power to renewable power. तो उनमें हमारी जो फैक्ट्री है वो अप्रूव्ड फैक्ट्री है. वी आर द अप्रूव्ड वेंडर फॉर दिस कस्टमर. सो NTPC से बस कोई भी ऑर्डर आता है, जरूरी नहीं कि वो हमारे पास भी पहुंच जाता है घूम फिर. यस, NTPC भी हमारा कस्टमर, बट इनडायरेक्ट कस्टमर.
Okay. So Aditya, you have recently joined the board and the company. Tell us about what have you studied and how you are going to add value to the company.
So I come from, well, I was in the US for the last 7 years, and I did my bachelor's in electrical engineering and then continued to work there at multiple startups in the robotics industry as well as the AI industry. Having been in the US, I understand and I've personally observed the market quite well, which I believe opens us up to introducing our product to the US as well now, especially given the heavy import tariffs imposed on our East Asian competitors. So I believe that is one market we should be exploring quite soon. Yeah.
Okay, so what is the future outlook and what uh, strategies you are going to put for the business growth other than exports market, which you have just told us?
Right. So in addition to the exports, we're also heading our own EPC division to allow for our clients to get a full turnkey solution directly from us. This should be a rather smooth sailing for us, thanks to our existing experience with our EPC services provided for solar water pump installations across India. This is a natural progression for us, given we have been in the solar water pump installation business for quite some time now. We're also, as discussed before, we're also heavily investing in growing our manufacturing capacity from 450 megawatts to 1.2 gigawatts, along with the introduction to the manufacture of multi-bus bar, monofacial and bifacial panels, to help us keep up with technology. In fact, be one of the first manufacturers in India to put out bifacial panels. We have also bootstrapped our own aluminum frame manufacturing line at a relatively small scale at the moment, but we're seeing immense success with that, and we're hoping to grow that further, therefore increasing how much we integrate backwards and effectively increase our costs and revenues, or decrease our costs and increase our revenues.
Coming to Monica, ma'am. Ma'am, you take care of the whole HR policy making within the organization. So, how big is your team and like how operationally efficient you think your company is?
Okay, so about the team Alpex comprises of 250 skilled, dedicated, and motivated professionals who form the backbone of the company. The core team, or the leadership team as we call them, are a set of people who are uh, from the industry and have gained a great experience and are transmitting this experience now into the company. We are consider ourselves as a people first company, and we follow the policy of maintaining and retaining our people through our steadfast policies which we have formulated for our people. As a result, our core team, or even our other people, have been retained with us, and we have a tenure of over 12 years with the company. For operational efficiencies, we have standardized our processes, which help us to gain a high throughput. We have also formulated strong roles and policies for our people, which help people to maintain their work and without the interference between the teams and the people. We also have implemented, as already been informed to you, ERP solution, which helps us to take care of all the mundane tasks in the company, thereby leaving the team to concentrate on more crucial jobs.
Great. Thank you, ma'am. Coming to Satish ji, So, what are the fund deployment plan after raising these funds from the IPO? What is the plan for fund deployment, and what kind of impact will we be seeing in the financials?
So there are multiple utilities that we are going to invest our IPO funds. So one is for upgradation and expansion of our existing solar module facility. As Aditya just mentioned, that we are expanding from existing 450 megawatt to 1200 megawatt. And the total amount of investment is estimated to be about 24 CR, out of which about 4.4 is something that company will invest from its own sources, stroke borrow some money, which would be outside the IPO. So which means that we had already started upgrading our plants. Many of the equipments have already come in December. Some landed just yesterday, and they are under implementation. As far as IPO fund is concerned, we are going to invest about 20 CR into module facility. Then additional 13 crore is something that we are going to invest into aluminium frame project, which is a project coming out of the backward integration. So here we are going to manufacture the profiles and cut them to our requirements. This is perceived to be advantageous for us. One, that we will have a cost reduction here. And two is also that our R&D activity will get further boost over here, where we can really make changes into our profile and take advantage of lower cost here. Third is surely our working capital, because we are going to expand our business, so we need more working capital. And the company estimates about 20.5 crore will be required for our working capital. So in all, about 53 crores is something which we are going to invest in this.
Right. Ashwini ji, we have been associated with a lot of companies who are into renewable sector, and we are also glad that we are associated as a lead manager with Alpex Solar. How do you see that? What are the opportunities in solar in coming years? We all know that the complete focus of government is toward the solar and renewable energy. What is your viewpoint about that?
देखिए, हम लोग इंडस्ट्री में बड़े सालों से इंटरेक्ट करते हैं, एंड स्पेशली इन ISMA आल्सो, तो वी कीप इंटरेक्टिंग विद द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया टू। तो जो हमारी मिनिस्ट्री है, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ न्यू एंड रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी, वहाँ पे भी रोज मतलब फ्रीक्वेंट डिस्कशंस, मीटिंग्स और चलती रहती हैं। सो सोलर इंडस्ट्री बहुत एक्साइटिंग इंडस्ट्री है, जिसमें आपका लिमिटलेस डिमांड आने वाली है, और इसमें बहुत ग्रोथ पोटेंशियल है। और बिकॉज मेन जो चीज है कि सोलर की पावर आज की डेट में सबसे नीचे आ चुकी है ऑलरेडी, एंड दिस इज द चीपेस्ट सोर्स ऑफ एनर्जी। तो और ये कहीं पे भी डिप्लॉय किया जा सकता है, कहीं मतलब आप पहाड़ों में भी अप्लाई कर सकते हैं, आप नीचे अपना डेजर्ट में भी लगा सकते हैं, आप आपके बर्फ के ऊपर भी लगा सकते हैं, और आपके जैसे लेह और लद्दाख है विच इज कॉल्ड कोल्ड डेजर्ट, वहां पे भी लगा के पावर जनरेट कर सकते हैं। आपकी बैरन लैंड्स यूज होती है, उनकी वैल्यू बढ़ जाती है। तो और इसमें कुछ करना नहीं है ज्यादा, बहुत इजी है, डिप्लॉयबल है, और ये मॉड्यूलर है। मॉड्यूलर का मतलब मैंने 1 मेगावाट लगाया, आई एम सक्सेसफुल, आई एम हैप्पी विद दैट, मैं 1 मेगावाट और उसके पीछे लगा दूंगा, एक दो हो गया, 2 का मैं 10 कर सकता हूँ। और मैं घर पे छत पे लगाता हूँ, मैं 5 किलोवाट लगाता हूँ, और पंप में लगा सकता हूँ, सोलर पंप कर कुछ भी कर सकते हैं आप इसके साथ। तो हमारे हिसाब से इसकी बहुत ज्यादा यूटिलिटी है, डिमांड बहुत होने वाली है, हो रही है ऑलरेडी, जो कि विद द राइट गवर्नमेंट की पॉलिसीज जो कि गवर्नमेंट बना रही है हमारी सरकार आज की डेट में, तो हमारे हिसाब से बहुत ज्यादा डिमांड, और वी आर वेरी वेरी बुलिश ऑन दिस बिजनेस।
So, thank you, investors, for spending time and listening to us carefully and with patience. I would like to give a brief details about the IPO. IPO is going to open in the first or maybe probably second week of February. IPO pricing, the number of shares, lot size will be announced through a public announcement in the newspapers. I would like to request everyone here to critically examine the business and make their own investment decision on the basis of all information given here and in all investor collaterals, DRHP presentations provided to you. Thank you very much, and thank you management of Alpex Solar for having this discussion. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you, Team 3CV. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alpex Solar. Power forever.